before we start, imagine being surrounded by over 50,000 screaming army, purple lights shining across the entire stadium, music echoing through Mexico City. And right when everyone thought the concert was finally ending, Taehyung and Jungkook shared a moment so emotional that millions of fans still can't move on from it. Because what happened during BTS's final Mexico concert didn't feel like normal fan service anymore. It felt personal, real, and honestly, the way Jungkook looked at Taehyung that night completely changed the atmosphere inside the stadium. Welcome back to Taekook fans, the place where we talk about the most emotional, unforgettable, and viral moments from the world of BTS and Taekook. And trust me, this Mexico moment might be one of the most heartbreaking Taekook moments fans have ever seen. From the very beginning, the final concert in Mexico City already felt different. Fans had been waiting outside the stadium since early morning. People were singing BTS songs in the streets. Purple banners filled the crowd. Some fans were even crying before the concert started because everyone knew this was the final night. And somehow, the members looked emotional too. The second BTS appeared on stage, the entire stadium exploded with screams. The energy was unbelievable. Videos from inside the venue sounded almost distorted because the crowd was so loud. But while fans were focused on the performances, something else quietly started happening between Taehyung and Jungkook. At first, it was small, easy to miss, little glances, soft smiles, moments that only lasted a second. But ARMY noticed quickly. Every time Taehyung moved across the stage, Jungkook's eyes seemed to follow him automatically. And strangely, Taehyung kept doing the same thing. Whenever Jungkook disappeared behind dancers or stage equipment, Taehyung immediately looked around searching for him again. Fans online later started saying the two of them looked completely attached to each other the entire night. And honestly, the clips made it hard to disagree. At one point during the concert, Taehyung walked toward the side of the stage to wave at fans. Jungkook was supposed to interact with another section of the crowd, but instead, he kept turning around toward Taehyung, almost like he couldn't stop checking where he was. The audience noticed immediately, and suddenly screams started getting louder every single time the two members looked at each other. That's when fans realized something emotional was happening. Not loud fan service, not chaotic, playful moments. Something quieter, something deeper. As the concert continued, the atmosphere inside the stadium became even more emotional. Fans sang every lyric louder. The purple ocean of light sticks looked unreal. And the closer the show got to ending, the softer Taehyung and Jungkook became around each other. Less joking, less chaos, more eye contact, more silence. And then came the moment fans can't stop replaying. During one of the final songs, cameras captured Taehyung standing alone near the edge of the stage. Instead of waving to fans, he was staring directly at Jungkook, completely focused on him, for several long seconds. When Jungkook finally noticed, he froze. The crowd instantly exploded with screams. Jungkook smiled nervously, looked down, then laughed shyly in a way fans recognized immediately. It looked like genuine nervousness, not acting, not planned, and somehow, that made the moment even more emotional, because Taehyung didn't stop looking at him. He just kept smiling softly, while Jungkook tried to hide his reaction. Fans online later replayed that exact clip thousands of times trying to understand why the moment felt so intense emotionally. And then everything became even crazier. As Jungkook slowly walked past him, Taehyung quietly reached out and touched his hand. Just for a second. A tiny moment. But Jungkook's reaction completely changed the atmosphere. The second Taehyung touched him, Jungkook immediately smiled so brightly he couldn't hide it anymore. Then he lowered his head and laughed while covering his face slightly. Fans near the stage screamed so loudly that even other BTS members turned around. And within minutes, social media completely exploded. TikTok edits flooded the internet. Twitter threads gained millions of views. ARMY everywhere started calling it the final Mexico moment, because fans kept saying the same thing over and over again. That didn't look scripted, and honestly, that's exactly why millions of people became emotional watching it. The interaction felt natural, like two people forgetting cameras existed for one brief second. Longtime BTS fans know Taehyung and Jungkook have shared countless iconic moments together over the years. But many fans said Mexico felt different emotionally, because there was something strangely quiet about the way they interacted that night. Something softer. Something harder to explain. Even during the ending mix, Jungkook kept glancing toward Taehyung while fans screamed BTS's name across the stadium. At one point, Taehyung smiled at Jungkook so softly that cameras almost missed it entirely. But once fans noticed, they couldn't stop replaying the clip, because it felt like two people silently trying to memorize one final moment before it disappeared forever. And honestly, that's what made the entire concert feel heartbreaking. The closer the night got to ending, the more emotional they seemed to become. Instead of running around the stage, wildly joking with everyone, they kept ending up next to each other, again and again, almost unconsciously. Fans even noticed that whenever one of them disappeared into another part of the stage, the other immediately started searching for them again. And once ARMY noticed that pattern, people started crying even harder, because suddenly the whole concert felt different. It didn't feel like fan service anymore. It felt human, real. Then came the final goodbye. Purple confetti started falling from the ceiling while the lights slowly dimmed. The members gathered together for one last farewell to Mexico City. Fans screamed louder than ever because nobody wanted the night to end. And then, Jungkook suddenly stopped walking toward backstage. At first, fans looked confused. But then Jungkook turned around and started searching for Taehyung. The second fans realized what was happening, the entire stadium exploded. Taehyung stood several feet behind him, quietly watching him, almost like he had been waiting. Then Taehyung slowly opened his arms, and the crowd lost control. Some fans screamed, others burst into tears instantly. And Jungkook? He laughed nervously for a second like he suddenly became shy. Then finally, he ran toward Taehyung. And the second they hugged, Mexico City erupted. Purple confetti surrounded them while the entire stadium screamed louder than ever before. The hug didn't look playful. It looked emotional, long, real, like neither of them wanted to let go. Even the other BTS members were smiling while watching them nearby. And fans close to the stage were crying so hard they could barely hold their phones steady while recording. That's how emotional the moment felt live. But what shocked fans even more was what happened after the concert ended. Backstage clips slowly started appearing online, and fans noticed Taehyung and Jungkook stayed unusually close together even after leaving center stage. While other members greeted staff and waved goodbye, Taehyung and Jungkook quietly walked side by side, talking softly, laughing quietly, almost like they were trying to make the moment last a little longer. Fans immediately exploded with theories online. Some people called it friendship, others called it fan service. But one comment kept appearing everywhere. You cannot fake emotions like that. And honestly, that's why millions of fans still can't move on from the final Mexico moment. Because whether people saw friendship, love, or simply a deep emotional connection, everyone watching felt the same thing. It felt genuine. And maybe that's why the moment became unforgettable. Not because of choreography, not because of special effects, but because for a few emotional minutes on that stage, Taehyung and Jungkook looked like two people who truly didn't want the night to end. And sometimes, the loudest feelings are the ones people never say out loud. Thank you so much for watching, Taekook fans. If you enjoyed this video and want more emotional BTS and Taekook stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another upload. And now we want to hear from you. What do you think really happened between Taehyung and Jungkook during the final Mexico concert? Was it simply friendship or something deeper? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.